Good morning, everyone. We are going to start a new topic of special children. So, there is one another category of slow learners. So, we are going to discuss about in this PPT and in this slides what is the definition of slow learning or backwardness, or which are the main characteristics of such children who are slow learners. So, if we want to discuss about the definition of slow learners are the students who learn slowly when we compare them with their peers, with their classmates, with their friends, yet they do not have a disability requiring special education. It is the definition of Griffin, 1978. So, according to Griffin, slow learners are those students who learn slowly as compared to their peer group, but they do not have disability. So, we cannot send such children in special schools to acquire the special education. Slow learning child is a child, uh, we can say, who is backward in his development. So, we can say that a slow learner is a child whose development is slow as compared to his or her peer group. So, we cannot assume them that they are merely dumb, they do not understand anything. Actually, they have the ability to learn, but only the problem is that the other students are more capable and more fast as compared to them. Their speed is slow to learn any new concepts. So every child has his own pace to learn and develop. So in this category, we can say these are such type of children who take their own time to learn and develop their skills. So maybe in the class we have obviously have seen so many students in the class. Some students are very intelligent. They can note down all the things from the blackboard very fast, and they can write down the things which the teacher is going to note on the chart, on the board, and they give the answers very quickly. So there are some children who perceive things very fastly, but there are some other children who are backward in learning. Their speed to learn is not as fast as of their classmates. So such students take some extra time to learn the same concepts and same lessons, the lessons and concepts which are very well understood by his or her classmates. So if we can say backward children and slow learner, these are the same categories. Backward children are those who cannot keep pace with the class of their age. Of course, a student who is a slow learner, who will never try to, he will never keep pace with the class of his age. So, such children are backward children who are unable to do the work, and of course their educational achievements are lower than what they are capable of. According to Hart, such children are capable of doing more. But when we see their educational achievements, we can say these students are underachievers because of their slow learning. So now, what are the main characteristics of slow learners? First one is, we can say we have to make some type of categories of their characteristics. So we can say a slow learner is a child who struggles to hit some basic development milestones. And these are of four categories: developmental, social, personal, or educational. So, here we are going to discuss about the developmental category. In this category, or we can say these are the main characteristics which are related to the development of a child. Here, the children have learning disorders. Actually, their learning has not been developed fully. So maybe such students, such children have poor memory, they have delay in speech and language development patterns. So we have already seen in our areas, in our surroundings, that some children are very uh, frequent speakers, the fluent speakers, we can say. So they can learn to speak at the very early stage, but some children take some more time to start speaking. So this is the problem of developmental. So we can say, if child takes long time to start speaking than others, and of course children such children want repetitive lessons to learn more concepts, then we can say there the problem is related to the developmental. So uh, we can say here, children, due to their poor memory, due to their delay in speech, due to their uh, uh, delay in language formation, such children lag behind when we compare them to their classmates or with the other children. Another one is the social area. We can see some type of characteristics uh, which are directly related to the social growth of a child. Maybe there are some children who have social learning disabilities. Such children don't know the rules and regulations and the social interactions. So maybe the child is not uh, good social is not having good social skills. So such students, such children avoid talking to others. They uh, they are just introverts, and they are not capable to connect with their classmates. So maybe in the class such students speak little, they are more reserved and they are more quieter. So we cannot say that all the students who are quieter, who are reserved, are slow learners. No, but this is also a sign of students who are having the problem of slow learning. So such children who are slow learners, of course they will have a problem with social learning abilities. So such students are not capable of making new relations, they lag behind in the class. Then there are another two areas, personal and educational. Children who have the problem of slow learning, such children have less control over their emotions. Actually, they are not emotionally balanced. That's why they often fall back to anger quickly. They get frustrated when, of course, they don't do their homework and their teachers abuse them in the class, they scold them in the class, and the such students get angry very quickly, and of course they get frustrated. And to show their frustration, sometimes they can be very aggressive, they can be emotionally unstable, they can be reserved. So there may be anxiety in their behavior. So sometimes such students become depressed, and they will be of course having low self esteem, and their confidence level will be low. So such students, when we see their personal problems, so the students, the children who are slow learners, they are quick in being aggressive, in being angry, and of course they have less control, they have less control over their emotions. Then educational, of course, the children who are slow learners due to their due to their slow learning, uh, their educational abilities, their educational achievements will also be influenced by their slow learning. So children with learning or educational disabilities take longer time to understand the information provided by the teacher. So the teacher is giving the same information to all the students sitting in the class, but there are some students who are very intelligent, who just listen their teacher for one time. Such children are gifted children, and of course they don't take too much time to understand the material taught to them. But there are some students who are average, and they take normal time period to understand the things. But such type of children are slow learners who take some extra time to understand. Suppose the teacher is teaching them, but the teacher has to speak, teacher has to repeat 2 or 3 times, the teacher has to change the methods of teaching to make the concept clear. The teacher has to use different type of simple teaching aids. So the teaching material has to be made very interesting and of course simpler according to the mental level of the students. So such students uh, will not be efficient, but maybe such students can be intellectual, but they will definitely have longer time to understand and to grasp the concepts. So they need extra time to understand the concept, they have extra time to note down things from the board. So such students may be identified uh, due to their 4 categories: developmental, the social, then personal, then educational. So there are some type of another characteristics which I have taken from another slides. So the slow learners have a short attention span, that is they cannot concentrate for long time. So actually their attention span is very short, they cannot grasp the more things at a time or immediately, and they cannot concentrate for longer periods, they will start getting bored. So of course if they have a short attention span, their memory will also be short, and such students, such children don't remember all the things easily. They cram things, but after some time they forget all the things which they thought that they have understood very well and they have remembered and crammed very well. So the slow learners are always bored. Why they are bored? Because the concept is not very clear to them. So of course when the concept is not very clear to them, then they don't take obvious it is obvious that they don't take interest in their learning. So such students, such children get easily bored, and of course due to their lack of interest in learning, they cannot memorize the things, and of course they have poor communication skills. uh, they are not very they are not having good expression of speaking and writing. Suppose they are attempting a paper, they will never express themselves very well. And of course, when they are asked any question in the class, so then of course they will not be able to express their knowledge before others. So we can say they have poor communication skills. So that's why, due to their poor communication skills, they are considered uh, backward in the class. So, such students master skills slowly. They need extra time to master the skills, and sometimes there are some skills they can never master at all. There are some skills which cannot be learned by the slow learners in their life. Of course, whenever they are given any type of work, they take extra time and they do all the things very slowly. And of course, they have a poor self image. They have a feeling that we are the backbenchers, we are backward, and that's why I cannot understand the concept very well as the other students of my class are understanding. And of course, sometimes he knows the answer but he never raises the hand as he has a poor self image. I don't, it is possible that my answer may be wrong. So this is the image, poor self image of a slow learner. So such children have low scores whenever we see their academic achievements, and of course functions at ability but significantly below grade level. They are capable, but whenever we see their achievement is underachievement. So characteristics of backward children and slow learners, these are same category of children. So who is a backward child? Backward child's mental age is smaller than chronological age. So when we see the age of a backward child in years, so it is not uh, equivalent to the mental age. So their mental age is smaller. So they are immature. Their intellectual level is not, we can say, according to the chronological age. So their low educational attainment than what he is capable of. Of course, their educational attainment is less and they cannot do the work of the class, and of course they cannot keep pace with the class even in one subject or in all subjects. We can say that the such type of students are slow in every subject. Sometimes it can be that there can be such students who are average in other subjects, but maybe he or she is very slow in maths or science or English. But it is the problem of all slow learners that such children can be slow in all subjects, so they cannot keep pace with the class even in one subject or in all other subjects. So if we see the characteristics of slow learners or backward children, again I have taken one more slide. Such students have low intelligence level. So that's why when they have low intelligence, they cannot cope up with high order thinking skills. So such students lag behind as compared to other students. Of course, mental or different complexes, such children have for them all the problems are very complex, and they cannot be easily solved by such students. Of course, such students depend on others, depend on their classmates, depend on their parents, depend on their tutors. So they cannot do their things by themselves. They try to copy their classmates, they try to imitate their classmates. Of course, such students are obvious, it is that they are slow learners and they never do proper planning for activities, and their growth is slow, and there is feeling of pessimism. Of course, when they are lagging in the class, they feel behind other students of class, they cannot be optimistic. A feeling of pessimism will make them depressed. So maybe some students involve antisocial antisocial tendencies too. So during this phase, when the students consider themselves that we are not doing very well in the class, and the teacher is thinking that we are slow learners, so such students sometimes involve in anti-social activities. So such students cannot make proper decision making abilities in their life. So we can say these are the characteristics of backward children. So today we have discussed about the uh, definition of slow learners and characteristics of slow learners and backward children. Actually, slow learners and backward children are same children. They are slow in learning, they have learning disability, so that's why we call them backward or slow learners. Thank you so much.